All right. Hey, today we're going to talk about it. One of the ones I have been waiting for. I have held it onto this amplifier for so long because I just did not want it to go back. We have rotated this through so many systems, so many configurations. We've had it over to Kelly. We've had it over to Kevin. We've had this thing. It's ridiculous. This has been used and abused. I'm not sure if Thomas is even going to want it back. What are we talking about? The Galion. Say it fancy. Put some flair on shit. Life's too short. TSA 120, 20 watt Class A amplifier. And man, we have had a ton of Class A amplifiers in over the last few months. Anywhere from, $2,000 all the way up to $12,000 for Class A amplification only. And I'm telling you guys, at the $3,300, $3,400 price range, this thing, man, it really impressed us. I'll tell you what, go over to and check out Jay's review on Jay Ziagi. He just dropped a review on it yesterday or today. I'm not sure, depending on when I drop this video. And him and I align on this pretty damn close. So good job, Jay. Nice button. Ooh, yeah. Okay. Anyway, let's take a look at this thing, man. It is beast mode. Oh, my God. Oh, and, hey, you know what happened? He gave us nice feet on this one. We can actually set it down without locking our fingers in one of those little, you put the thing on your finger, you put the thing on your finger, and then you go, you can't pull it apart. That was the A75. The A75, when you went to sit it down, the feet were so short that you couldn't get your hands out. Oh, you were trapped. Like, I can't get out. I like hanging out with my system, but I don't love you this much. I got to go eat and have a beer. On this one, he actually put brand new feet on here that give us plenty of clearance so you can get your sausage fingers out. Okay, anyway, let's take a look at it. It's awesome. All right, so this review was really, really simple for me, man. I mean, at the end of the day, we've been running through some pretty damn good Class A amplification. First watt F7, we have the A20. We've had all the way up to the Class A Delta Stereo, which is like a $12,000 Class A amplifier. We have had a lot of Class A over the past few months. And when Thomas agreed to send us the A20, I was actually super excited about it. And the funny thing is, I'm going to tell you guys, like, legit, this is how it works. It's just full sending out here. I got the amp, and I started listening to it and review it. I sent it over to Kelly. He started listening to it, review it. We've been sharing in the Discord. It went over to Kevin. This whole time, for some reason, I thought it was $5,000 for this amplifier. And I'm literally sitting in our Discord, and I'm talking about, you know what? This is a pretty damn good amplifier, man. For $5,000, I am not mad right here. And then the other day, Kelly and I were talking about it. We were getting ready to shoot the review, and we usually like share our notes and kind of touch base with each other and stuff. And he was like, "No, dude, that thing's only like mid $3,000." And I'm like, "What? Are you freaking serious? Only $3,400?" And he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Shit! This whole time I've been talking about this thing like it's $5,000." And I'm telling you guys, honestly, man, we put it on the baffles. We put it with tube front ends. We put it with solid state preamplifiers. Kelly had it over at his system. We've ran a ton of different DACs from, Holo Red Streamer, PS Audio AirLens, DirectStream, Ladder Schumann, Eversolo A6. I mean, we run these things through a ton of gear. We've had it on the baffles. We've had it on the Atomm GT1s. We've had it on the Dynaudio Evoke 50s. We've had it on the Klipsch Forte IIs. We've had it on the KEF R500s. And I'm going to tell you guys in a nutshell, this is going to be a super quick review, man. Thomas knocked it out of the park with this amplifier. This amplifier has a sound quality to it that is just astounding. And I think a lot of people, you guys get Class A wrong. I think everybody says Class A, and they're like, oh, Class A, that's like, you know, this magical analog space. It's like, no, Class A can be ultra dynamic, crystal clear, clean, just like the Class A Delta. You know, that thing is a unsmeared, absolutely crystal clear glare into the front end. You get into some of the past lab stuff and some of the other Class A, and you can get kind of smoky and warm and kind of laid back. This thing lands right in the middle, man. The upper end treble extension and detail is super nice in this thing. Really smooth, really refined, but I would not say it is veiled or laid back. It has a nice detail to it. Of course, we've got the, you know, Class A kind of like that just overall sound quality, and that mid-range with this thing is really nice. And the bass is really surprising. I like the bass a lot. I like the bass in the A20, I think, better than I do the A75, you know, but that's comparing a $1,600 amp to a over $3,000 amp, and it's a completely different class and build. But if you look at this thing inside, it's basically built out as dual mono blocks, super high quality capacitors and parts. You know, like I said, if you haven't gone over and watched Jay over at Jay Yagi's channel in his review, him and I kind of really aligned with this thing. Yeah, just, man, this thing is really good. I am not mad about this. I find it's still going to be a 20 watt amplifier. So you are going to always, when you start getting below like 50 watts down into 20 watts, 10 watts, and even some of this single-ended stuff, you know, where you're in the 2 and 3 watt range, you got to start thinking about what your speaker is and what you're pairing with this thing. It will run, I mean, I had it on the Evoke 50s, but that was it was beyond its calling, I think, in that space. Whereas you put it on the Forte IIs or say the La Dolce Audio Open baffles, you know, both running 97, 98, 99 dB sensitive. Beautiful, perfect pairing with a really nice high sensitive speaker. But you don't have to have that high sensitive a speaker to enjoy this amplifier. I would say as long as you're up over 90 dB, 91 dB, you're gonna start getting everything that the amplifier has to offer. You can pair it with lower dB sensitive speakers, you know, in the 87, 88, you know, 89, you know, range, but you're gonna start kind of feeling those limitations. Not that the sound quality is going to be bad. I think you're going to have that same overall sound quality. Nice bass, good definition, good texture and weight. Not Class D accurate and defined. I don't think we're stepping in that lane. It is a little bit more kind of laid back. You know, upper bass, mid bass, you know, nice and tight and defined. Again, probably just a smidge relaxed. It's not going to be kind of in that Class D space or some of these amplifiers like the Class A Delta that's got like an 850 dampening factor and is just a control monster. You know, this is going to be a little different experience. It's not loose. It's not, you know, that type of thing. I'm not saying that at all. Really beautiful mid-range. I don't feel like we've got a scoop in this thing like we did a little bit with the TSA 75. I think it's a little bit more flat. The mid-ranges are nice. I don't think we get a little bit scooped out there. And the upper treble region is super sweet and refined. Just an overall really good sound quality. I know that Kelly really liked this. Okay, here it is. Kelly's been running the Orchard Audio DMC Ultra DMC 2.0, which was the flagship amplifier. I think that was a little over $3,000 for that amp. It's a Class D GANFET. That has been his bread and butter for a few years now. You guys know this. He dropped this A20 into his system, and he said, damn, James, I might buy this. If there's a possibility that I can get this in my system, I may buy this. Now, for those of you that know Kelly, that makes a lot of sense because, you know, he started out his, you know, kind of working with me a few years ago, and he was really on this hunt for ultra clarity, ultra accuracy, you know, complete forward edge, and just looking into the thing. Over the last year, he's really kind of starting to roll off and trying to find a nice sweet spot between that musicality and that realism, but still getting some of that performance and detail. And his take was that this is that space for him, and he is actually actively thinking about buying this amplifier. So that speaks volumes there. But yeah, we really enjoyed our time with this. I mean, the build quality's good. The price is right, $3,400. The sound is right. Its versatility is right with pairing with different things. I really like if you wanted a little bit more smoky and laid back, you put a nice tube. We had the Audible Illusions MB3 tube preamplifier on here. We had the SuperTech Syrah tube preamplifier. We used the Dynavector, which was a fantastic pairing. That was really nice, by the way. $2,400 Dynavector Athena preamplifier on the Galion A20 was super good. I had it in my reference system with the AirLens and DirectStream Mark II, which is a $10,000 digital front end. We used it just as a preamp direct to the A20, and that was, my God, that was good. We also, as I said, used the $4,500 Audible Illusions MB3 tube preamplifier with it in conjunction, and that was pretty fantastic. That MB3 is not a laid back and warm tube preamp. That thing is aggressive. It's clean and dynamic, and so that was a really nice pairing there. But this thing will scale either way. I wouldn't say it's a neutral amplifier. I think it does have its own flavor. It is a little bit warmer, a little bit more musical, but it retains some of that dynamic and detail up on the front end. So if you're looking for kind of a neutral amplifier, something that's just going to be a clean pass through, this isn't going to be for you. It's got a little bit of that Thomas flavor on it. I think he still likes a little bit of that scoop, and he likes that kind of musicality and stuff going on there. So you're going to get a lot of that out of this thing. But it is in no means, I would not say it is a laid back and warm amplifier. It has very, very good detail, very nice extension all throughout the frequency range, a really smooth top end that is detailed and refined, but not aggressive, and it's not going to kind of get in your way and draw focus to it. So soundstage monster, dimensionality of soundstage was absolutely fantastic. One of the things that I love about these Class A, it seems like they all just soundstage really freaking good, man. With the GT1s from Atoll, intense 15-foot wide soundstage, good depth, good in-room projection. The baffles did really good. I didn't lose anything there in moving, from my reference, which at the time was the $12,000 Class A Delta stereo. So all of the imaging and dimensionality and kind of those artifacts, it holds up really, really well there. Yeah, man. Thanks, Thomas, for sending this to us. It was super fun to spend time with it. Check it out, guys. $3,400. Stunning Class A amplifier. 20 watts though. Watch your speakers. Hope you enjoyed the review. Later.